Which one of the following counts as a disability? Under the Equality Act 2010, there are certain illnesses that are automatically covered as a disability. So, is it cancer, being left-handed, or alcoholism? Which one of those counts as a disability under the Equality Act? I'm going to go to Augusta because they had an air of confident knowledge, which could be wrong.
Alcohol, I suppose.
Alcohol, is that what you put as well?
That's what we put down, although St Andrews have put cancer.
And St Andrews are absolutely correct, because cancer at the moment of diagnosis is counted as a disability. Any cancer. Alcoholism is not covered, even though it is an illness, because addictions were specifically excluded. They actually mentioned that they are excluded from the Equality Act. However, any illnesses that might come from that, like liver disease, would be covered, but the alcoholism itself is not covered. Number 2, what is the current default retirement age, the age at which you automatically stop working? So it used to be 65, what is it now? Okay, St Andrews did so well on the last one. I'm going to ask you this one.
There isn't any.
There isn't any, perfect, well done. It was abolished in October 2011. So there is no more retirement age. It's separate from the pension, nothing to do with pension, purely they can work until they can't do the job anymore. So anybody who's got a committee that says, oh, they're 63, they'll be retiring in 2 years, we don't need to manage them, you need to disabuse them of that. Number 3, when does protection from unfair dismissal start for employees? So you have to employ them for a certain length of time, and during that time, you can just say it's not working out, off you go, and you pay their notice. You don't have to follow any process. How long is it before you do have to follow a process? Right, number 3, Muirfield.
We're going to go with 2 years.
2 years, perfect. Oh, we've got really good teams in here today. Yeah, 2 years. It used to be 1 year, and then it changed in 2012. So now it is 2 years. So in the first 2 years, you can turn around at any point and say, it's not working out, here's your notice, off you go. Question number 4, when can you make an employee have a medical assessment? In what situation can you make an employee have a medical assessment? Number 4, Pebble Beach.
We said if it's in the contract.
Okay, has anybody got anything else?
You can request it, but you can't force them to do it.
Exactly, St Andrews is right on the money there. You can ask them, but you cannot make them, even if it's in the contract. You can only request. So if they say no, you are not allowed to get any more information. Then you have to make your decision based on the information you have, which actually can be a benefit, because if you don't know the details of their illness, you can't make any reasonable adjustments, and then you have to treat them like a normal employee, whatever a normal employee is, but you don't have to make any adjustments if they won't give you that information. So it's actually not 100% negative if they refuse. Number 5, when does protection from discrimination start for employees? So how long do they need to be with you to be protected from discrimination?
We said immediately.
Immediately, or even before they start working for you. As soon as you put the advert on the web or in the newspaper, that is when they're protected. There was a hairdresser who was recruiting hairdressers, obviously, and a lady came in and she was wearing the headdress, the black headdress, and she did a cut, which was good, and he said, absolutely, I'd love to have you on board, but you'll have to take the headdress off. And she said, why? And he's like, well, obviously everybody's got to see your hair to see how good a hairdresser you are. And she took him to tribunal with justification, because you don't cut your own hair, so her hair would have been cut by somebody else. And the court pointed out that there are all these bald male hairdressers. They're quite successful. There is no need to have hair yourself to be successful as a hairdresser.